So that was a little bit annoying, but I think we're back up with a new stream as YouTube just decided to mess up for a second. So glad Brian's got us back on both. Hopefully the others shall join shortly. We've still got a while to go before we start our descent, so no one's missed anything. There, silly YouTube. Back we are. So Carl, the cabin crew announcements are not built into the aircraft. No. They come from a piece of software called self-loading cargo, which is great. Really helps add to the immersion. Captain Leonard, you're getting good performances with Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's good to know. Klaus, hello. Yep, we're back now. Not quite sure what happened. It was very strange. Probably need to get a weather report as well for London Stansted, so let's just go ahead and get that, because it's not that long before we're going to be landing. So whilst I just wait for that to come back and through. Lewis, welcome back. Yes, that was annoying. Not quite sure what happened with YouTube there. So Abdul, what are the standalone sounds? So basically it means all the sounds now from the aircraft are all from fly-by-wire. Nothing any longer comes from Azobo, so they don't use any Azobo sounds at all. Christian, I've no idea what happened. Haven't got a clue. YouTube just went poof. But anyway, we're back. YouTube disappeared, but I didn't. Right, so we've now just got to print out that latest weather, and let's get that into the performance page. Then we're going to have to start heading down. Q&H then is what? Q&H in Stansted is 1013. That's nice. 1013. Temperature is 21. Winds are 250 at 7. And the transition altitude, is it 4,000 feet? 6,000 feet. Transition altitude 6,000 feet. And we'll have a look at the charts for the arrival as well in a moment. Oops, not 60,000 feet. And with the visibility as good as it is, it's going to be Cat 1. Runway visibility range is well above 550 meters. So it's going to be 548. Dark, no, it wasn't Peppa Pig. YouTube just decided to call it a day. YouTube went on holiday. and I couldn't restart the stream because YouTube, well, YouTube stopped it. Just said nope. That's it. Okay, down we go. Flight level 200. Thrust idle, open descent, 200 blue. Have some rain as we're coming in. Looking at that, I've not actually seen the ground since we took off. Mind you, it's raining where I am here. Everstead, you've noticed the mouse cursor disappears if you move the cockpit position. Yeah, I've noticed that as well. It's a bit annoying, isn't it? Magic, how do you get the barrow? You find that on the charts. I'm going to go and have a quick look at that. Oh, that looks decent. I like that. Christian, 2 days until you get your 3 stripes. Fantastic. And Alberto on Facebook, thank you for watching. Hope the weather in Brazil, wherever you are, is nice. Okay then, guys, so here is our plan for our arrival. Let's have a quick look. So we're now on our way down to Rugby, where we want to be flight level 200. After that, we're going straight down to flight level 150, and by Bombo, we want to be a max 250 knots. Now, if you're going to apply the full arrival here, there's kind of a little hold that we do, which takes you in at the Barkway VOR, and then brings you in and around, and then it's just for some extra legs. Give ATC time to get separation for the traffic. However, we will most likely go Barkway. We'll then pull ahead in mode and we'll vector ourselves in round and in for the ILS. But we'll obey all restrictions regards to speed, etc, etc. The Space Channel, good evening. Easyjetsimpilot, you tried using my customized views and had to crash the desktop. I am not guilty. No, I'm afraid I'm not quite sure what's scuppered you there. Might have to get that ice on as we start to come down here, mightn't we? Anyway, once we're then getting ready to come in on the ILS from the Barkway VOR, then that's how we'll vector ourselves in. So let's just double check a few more things. ILS frequency is 110.5, runway elevation is 348, and missed approach altitude 3,000 feet. We'll get the Barkway VOR in the RadNav, BKY. Just in case we have to go around. There we go. But just checking what that weather was doing. Visibility was fine and it was broken 3,600 feet, so there's no real reason. And winds look pretty decent as well. Carl, the tutorials have been a great help for a new 54-year-old pilot on the Xbox. Hats off to anyone who's trying to fly an airliner on an Xbox. I have no idea how you manage it. Magic, what's it called on the chat? You can't find Barrow. No, you won't do. So. You've got two different values on these charts. The large number is the decision altitude. So that's the altitude we're going to make a decision. It's an altitude, not a height. Height is above the ground. Altitude is your barometric pressure. Your height uses the radio altimeter in the belly of the aircraft. So 548 feet. That's our decision altitude. That is what goes in the baro, because you're using the barometric altitude reading to make that decision, which is this one here. If you're doing an auto land, then you use the radio. So if you're doing a Cat 3 auto land, because the runway visual range is down to say 200 meters, or it's below 550 meters, then you would put in 50 if you're doing a Cat 3, or 100 if you're doing a Cat 2, and that goes in the radio page. Dr. Magic, here I am. I never left. Sadly, the stream did. Have you missed the holiday story of horror? Oh, well. If I say norovirus, do I need to say any more? That and 4 kids. Surely I don't need to say any more. One of the triplets started with it. I took it from her a couple of days later. And last night when we got home, our 6-year-old started with it. So, 50% of our family have had it so far. 3 of us have had it. The other 3 are just now anxiously scrubbing their mouths and washing their hands every 20 minutes. Praying to God. And there we go. Flight level 200. Bang on the money. Okay, we're now coming down at FEMA. We want to be flight level 150. Let's continue that descent. Thrust idle open descent. Flight level 150. Josh, when you complete a flight and reprogram another route into the McDo, how do you get the taxi IFR request to properly show the path around the airport? Show the path around the airport? I'm sorry, Roger, I don't... Joshua, I don't quite understand what you mean there. Cliff, I am back. Chris on Twitch, I did test for COVID just in case, but no, it wasn't that. Dr. Magic, you've got 1 kid and you had it this week. It must be doing the rounds. It's them soft play areas. Awful things. Carl, it is indeed very difficult to fly on a joypad. Joshua LW2, hello. So this little flight this afternoon is a little bit of a teaser flight for you. I say, I'm a little bit rusty coming back. Well, I've already done something wrong. Somehow I stopped the stream midway through. So that's a shame. Those of you on Twitch and Facebook, you need to share the stream for me, guys. Share. Try and get the viewers back that we lost. We had about 180 viewers before it conked out. Oh well. Die-hard fans amongst you are still here. So thank you for that. Right, let me just check that ILS frequency. It's in there, 110.5. Yes, it is. Speed alt star, flight level 150. Oh, Josh, you're talking about the flight assistant. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't help. I've never used it. Cliff, do I think they'll fix the crash on start in the next update? Oh, I hope so. I really do hope so for you, mate. Do I have Infinite Flight Pro? No, I don't. Wow, that looks pretty good. That looks blooming good, actually. In fact, that might be one of the most realistic scenes I've seen in the simulator. How neat does that look? And look at that, just the way we've flown around the clouds. Bright on the western side, dark on the east side. And casting shadows onto itself. Which is just so cool. Flight Sim Aviation, we do have Discord. We have a Discord server. If nobody's on it, please do join us. Okay, we're going to start heading down to flight level 070, thrust idle, open descent. And we also need to start slowing down to a speed of 250, so I'm going to pull that now. Speed will roll back, and then we'll start to head down. Before we do that as well, seatbelt signs on, approach checklist. Minimums are set. Engine mode select is normal, electronic flight bag is stowed. We've briefed our approach. So Cliff, how did I set the wing views? Okay, so mine are custom views, and if you're on our Discord server, you can download them because they're there to download in the pilot's briefing room. You can download all these views, so literally touch of a button stuff, and you get cracking views like these, which I think, even if I do say so myself, well, I can't take credit for them. It's the simulator that's just making them look great. But yeah, you can download those, and then there's a video on the channel explaining how to download those, and how to install those as well. Is the terrain radar working just yet? That wasn't operative, it was in-op last time I flew. Actually, I think that's in the custom flight pan version, which I'm not flying now at the moment. We'll use that for the next stream. So we've got the weather and the landing information. FMGC is all coded. Landing elevation is confirmed at 348. We'll go auto brake low for this approach. Just get us off the taxiway a little bit earlier. Vacate left. We've briefed the arrival. Terrain radar, not really required for this approach. And we've got the standby instrument set 1013. Seatbelt signs are on. Ecam status is all checked. All good. Aslam, how do you change the star after inserting the wrong one? Just do it again. Just go back to the flight plan page. Go back to the flight plan page. Click on your destination and arrival. Set your runway, and then just enter your star. Just exactly the same as you did right at the start. Transport game, the problem with your fly-by-wire is it doesn't follow the flight plan. There could be several reasons for that, but it's just a general statement, so we'd need a bit more information, I'm afraid, to help you diagnose that. Okay, and 10,000 feet coming up. I'm going to activate the approach phase. This is normally where it goes a bit nuts, so we'll go direct to Barkway at the moment. If I activate that approach, is it still going to go to Barkway in a second? Let's just see. No, it's jumped to Laurel, so that is a problem. We don't like that. That is a problem which the custom flight manager has sorted out for us. But anyway, won't be a problem for much longer. So now that's going to get us back headed towards Barkway, I hope. There we go, and that's the route we're going to take. Let's go back into nav mode. There we are. I've also cut out that little, I'm going to cut out this little loop that you can see just here. So that's okay. And we want to be at 220 knots as well when we get to Barkway. So we should be able to get down to 7,000 feet, roll the speed back, and then we'll continue a nice steady descent down to intercept the glide slope and the ILS. Hey Callum, good to see you. You've been saving a question. I've been saving a question while I've been on holiday. Why is some runways shown as numbers X, Y, and Z? Do you mean the approaches? ILS Zulu, ILS Yankee? Yeah, they just use sometimes different radar beacons, and usually it's the what do you call it? It's the missed approaches, which may be different. So, for example, the missed approach here for this uses the Barkway VOR. Well, if this was unserviceable, you'd have to use a different approach. So it might use an NDB over here somewhere or over here. So always use the Zulu. If you've got a Zulu, Zulu is the one that you generally tend to use. Here we go, coming up on 7,000 feet. We're just going to need that anti-ice on just a little bit. Not for too long. Get us through this rubbish. Let's reduce speed. We can... we've activated the approach phase now, so we'll go to manage speed and... we'll now start to target green dot. Cliff, 100 viewers. Yeah, well, we had about 180 viewers before the stream crashed. No, yes, the stream crashed. The simulator didn't crash. YouTube crashed. So we lost a lot of people. And unlucky. Nick, when you're doing an amending of the broken flight plan, do you need to put both speed and heading into managed mode? No, no, no. Well, hang on. Heading in managed mode. That's an oxymoron. Oh, hang on. Just bear with me 1 second, because I don't want to go all the way back to Laurel. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pull it out of managed mode, and we're going to fly a heading to vector ourselves in for the ILS. Just here, let's continue our descent. Let's get down to platform altitude 3,000 feet. Thrust idle, open descent, and local pressure 3,000 blue. Down we go. So yeah, if you're messing with the flight plan, you can leave the speed. Speed doesn't matter. A lot of people think that the speed and the autopilot are connected. They are not. The auto thrust is separate to the autopilot. Auto thrust is separate to autopilot. So yeah, pull heading mode, then mess with the. Then you can mess with it. It's going to go very dark in a minute, isn't it? Okay guys, so if you have managed to find the stream following the YouTube crash, then please do hit the like button, maybe subscribe as well, and then turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss the next live stream and any future videos. This is just a nice little light-hearted flight, testing out a few new sounds for FlyByWire, just as my way of breaking myself back in gently. A 1 hour flight following my week off. Make sure I can remember what to do. And we're starting to drop out of that cloud level now. Temperature's starting to warm up, so we'll get the anti-ice off as well. It's pretty soon. Little Bit Mac, hello. On Sunday night we will be continuing our VFR flight in North America, following the iconic route of I-95. Okay, so I'll make a right hand turn. Start bringing her around. And we'll start configuring as well. So let's get flaps 1 out. Speed checked, flaps 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, you'll be relieved to know we're about to land. Please make sure you are seated with your belt fastened and your trays in the upright.
Continue that turn all the way around.
Please turn off all electronic devices until after landing. Thank you.
And the airport is over here. There we go. And there's Lock Star. Rather interested to see why our speed isn't rolling back to S speed. What's happening there? Landing gear down. Let's get some drag out, because I'm now on that glide slope, still with flaps 1, which is not what should be happening. So yeah, for some reason we didn't seem to be targeting S speed then, which was very strange. Okay, flaps 2. We're going to hold 180 knots until 6 miles. Let's roll that back to 160 knots. Just checking we've definitely done the approach, which we have. So if we go to speed, why are our engines spooling up? Why is it targeting 220 knots? That's wrong. Right, okay. What was our VAP? 131. Set that manually. Flaps 3. 1000. Flaps full. Landing checklist. Cabin secured for landing. Auto thrust. Speed. Go around altitude 3000. Blue. Set. ECAM memo. Landing no blue. Boogie. Boogie boogie. Autopilot off. I have control.
500.
So we're using a targeted speed now of 131.
300.
Ooh, that's a little bumpy as well. I don't know if you could see that.
100 above.
I'm quite excited to see this new scenery.
200.
Glide slope and Pappy's disagreeing, but Pappy's look a lot more reliable. Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
And reverses on. Decel. Auto brake doing its job. 70 knots, reverses off. And we shall roll out and vacate. Nick T, thank you so much, Nick, for your very kind donation there. Let me get off the runway. And Ryanair, I don't want to see that when I land. Even if it is realistic.
Please join us in a round of applause for the wonderful FlyByWire developers. Thank you.
Okay, let me get those lights off. Wow, okay, so we'll have a quick, because I've not seen the scenery before. I don't know if any of you guys have, but yeah, really looking forward to having a look at this. So obviously you've got the Ryanair hangars just there, which is pretty neat. Let's just roll forward onto the second taxiway. I forget which what it's called now, but we'll have a quick look. Is it taxiway Juliet, isn't it? I think this one. Yeah, so a few bugs with the aircraft systems. I'm not so sure they're related to the sounds, though. I'll go back to Fly-by-Wire and have a word. So the first place we should see is Apron Zulu. I think there's a fire station around here as well somewhere. And there's the cargo centre. They've still not got rid of the cars. That's not obviously not the scenery's fault. But this is looking really nice. Really nice, actually. Dark Fury, you're back! I never went anywhere. Nick, yes, as Tumas just said, this is London Stansted, which used to be a base for EasyJet till they closed it, sadly. Just before COVID hit. And the FedEx Centre, which has flights from Minneapolis daily. There's the fire station, obviously. Tell you what, frame rates are really doing really nicely here as well. Roll Pilot 15, this is London Stansted, Echo Golf Sierra Sierra. Now I've not got an aircraft included, so I'm guessing all of these are... oh, I'm trying to control while looking around. I'm guessing these are all static built in, which you can't remove, which is a shame. That's probably my biggest bugbear with any scenery. Don't include static aircraft, or if you do, please include an option to remove them. Elena's live. Good afternoon. Hope you're well. Yeah, simulator's looking really nice. made even better by this scenery over here. Okay, so you've got the cargo centre over here, and then you've got passenger terminals here. So we're on Alpha East at the moment, and we can take either of these. So let's just come in here. I don't know if any of the jetways will work. No, not base game scenery, but it's free. This scenery available from flightsim.to. This is freeware. So let's just pull up, shut the engines down. Are we in a parking spot as recognised by the simulator? Yes, we are. Those weren't needed. Okay, parking brakes on. APU is running. 1 and 2 off. Oh, look at that! Oh, the logbook had to come and spoil it. Look at this! Haha! Oh, such a shame it says Jet 2. Well, hang on, I'm going to take the drone camera out in a minute and have a proper look. So this is freeware scenery available from flightsim.to at London Stansted. Oh, hang on, what on earth is all this? There's an army of Ryanairs. Well, I know that EasyJet don't fly from here anymore, sadly. Or they do, I think, but certainly not as often. And it's no longer a hub. Perhaps this is where they were all stored then during the pandemic. These will be all the Maxes they weren't allowed to fly. But wow, that's nice. Yeah, I don't. What do you guys think about developers adding static aircraft? If we, you know, when the pandemic was on, they were sort of static. They were there. They were parked up out the way. I don't mind that so much, but I don't want them at the gates, because that kind of ruins immersion for things like VATSIM or whatnot. Because they're just objects then, aren't they? But yeah, oh, I like this. I really like this. All the TNT trucks, FedEx trucks. That's really, really nice. There's the maintenance hangar. Again, I wouldn't mind Ryanair aircraft just there. So that's that, of course, is completely acceptable. And then perhaps a little bit more love and attention on this side. You can see, obviously, satellite imagery of aircraft. But well, we don't really need to visit this side of the airfield very often. The main side is, of course, where we've just seen. There's obviously the firefighters practice arena. But yeah, all in all, if you're a Ryanair pilot or you're coming into London Stansted, I highly recommend this free scenery because it looks beautiful. And I'm just having a look down here. We've got little drivers moving around. A bit like the London Gatwick scenery, isn't it? Really, the free one, which had the trains running. Fantastic stuff. So yeah, I like that. I really like that. One last thing I want to check is, can we call the jetway? Are we not in the right place to call the jetway? Might not be far enough forward, you know. Oh no, we are. Actually, we're too far forward. So, potentially no jetways. Cardinal 22, there's no other aircraft simmers in this flight because I've got no aircraft turned on. It's just me. Just me. Yeah, I mean, you could see the ramp there has just spawned in as I played with it on the fly pad just there. Same as if I pressed the baggage and the catering trucks. I'd imagine they might spawn out behind me. Yeah, there they are, look. But this is great. And you know what? London Stansted is a massive cargo hub. So if you're the kind of person that likes to simulate doing cargo flights, you know, from America, that sort of thing, a main flight, I'm telling you now, if you fancy it, Minneapolis to here, London Stansted. Transatlantic flight, great flight to do. But there we go. Okay guys, so very sorry about the technical glitch we had with regards to the stream on YouTube. Thank you for sticking with me there. My first flight back following a week away. Don't think too much. Well, there were a few things went wrong, but I'm not convinced I'm entirely responsible for them all, because there were some issues with regards to the different flight modes that the aircraft was in. Targeting wrong speed on arrival, targeting wrong speed on departure, not going into nav mode on departure. Very strange. But yeah, the sounds now fully made by Fly-by-Wire. No more Azobo sounds, which is another step to. They'll most likely be added, of course, into the stable build when that comes, just because it's separate from anything Azobo do. And the more separate things that we have in the aircraft, the less there is for the updates to break. So it's all good news. A big thank you to all of you who have watched this shorter than usual stream, but as I say, first one back, I needed to break myself in gently, but I am back now, so regular streams and flights and videos will be resuming after my week off. That is, of course, if I'm not spending the next week nursing sick children as we pass the norovirus around the house. My wife will be next, God bless her. So big thank you to those of you who have contributed and donated to the stream. Big thank you to you, Nick T, again for that donation at the end there, as Richard sound. Very, very much appreciated, Nick. Thank you for that. Yeah, and if you're not yet on our Discord, please do, everyone, join us on our Discord, and I'll be back and active on there as well. I had no internet signal whilst I was away, so that I couldn't even join you on there. I've had withdrawal over the last week. It's been terrible, but I'm back and I'm glad to be back. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please do hit the like button on stream and the subscribe button if you aren't already a subscriber. Don't forget to turn on that notifications bell as well. I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Hope you have a great rest of your Thursday, and I'll see you for the next flight, which won't be too long away. Bye bye.
Cabin crew, you can now disarm the doors. Thank you. Cabin crew, aircraft is secured. You can open the doors. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, once again, I hope you have enjoyed your flight with us today on this Fly-by-Wire test flight. On behalf of the Fly-by-Wire development team, I'd like to thank you for supporting the project, and we hope you enjoyed seeing all the new features that were being displayed today in this Airbus A320NX pre-release version. All of these new additions will soon be merged into the experimental and the developer build. Please take a moment to have a look at the Fly-by-Wire's Discord server for more updates. We wish you a safe and pleasant journey from the airport, and we hope to see you on board again